For many, the arrest of 22-year-old Disha Ravi, an environment activist from Bengaluru under the sedition law, came as a surprise. According to the data released by National Crime Records Bureau, Karnataka leads in the number of sedition cases in the country in 2019 with 22 recorded cases. This is more than the number of cases booked in Assam and Jammu and Kashmir for the same year. Following the same trend, data from across the country shows a 33% increase in the number of cases booked under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act compared to previous years. Sedition cases have risen by a whopping 165%. The UAPA law was amended in 2019, which gave unprecedented power to the government. Under the new amendment, the centre can declare individuals as terrorists. Previously, the law applied only to organizations. Since this amendment, there has been a notable increase in the number of students and young activists being booked under this law. As a city that does not have a protest culture as strong as Delhi or Kolkata, I spoke to few of the young activists from Bengaluru to see what do they make of the recent developments.
When we heard of Disha's arrest, we weren't as shocked as the rest of the country was. And it's not because of there being any amount of fairness in her arrest, but just that it has happened so many times and with so many of us, so many of our friends, our acquaintances. We're all working towards one goal. And you see every month, every alternate month, someone is getting picked up. So many of them are still in jail. Some have come out, and now Disha is also detained. When I look at this, what I see is what is most obvious for everyone in this situation is how young people's voices are being quashed.
So what happens is this kind of, arresting the people who express dissent is something which is dangerous for a growing democracy. And all these, one after the other, they just want to show that UAPA kind of act the law and make all of us silent.
I think it's more of a sense of fear, right? That's being instilled amongst people at a very young age, and it's very disheartening because at a very young age you expect people to be involved in this public space of activism and various other things. But when you see such incidents, you have parents at home, right, who then advocate for you to sit at home instead of going out.
Following Disha Ravi's arrest, many parents have come out to voice their support and express their frustration.
I remember when I was asking around for people in my own college, all of them said that we chose not to voice about it, we chose not to join protest because we are afraid our visas can get cancelled. We are afraid that it might affect our visas. And when you ask that why do you want to go outside and study, they just say, bro, who wants to live in this country when things are so bad for its own students and for its own citizens? Do you think we would want to stay back here? On one hand, you're telling to make in India and all of that, and the other hand, you are indirectly threatening your own citizens to leave your country.
The fear is not in going to jail. The fear is in knowing when you're not going to come out or when you are going to come out. And here we are in a place where we are either finishing college or have just started careers. And that is a very important place in a young person's life because you're looking at how you're spending the rest of your life, what you're going to achieve, what your ambitions are. When you're taken away at a time like that, and when do you come out? Say, even if they come out in the next few years, what are you going to do with the years that are lost?
The students are someone who are quite fragile in this society, and they have every right to protest against something that they see injustice with. And this regime is completely against them, and they're oppressing them, and they have least concern over the ones who they don't have the actual audacity to take up with the mighty ones. All they're targeting is students who come out and in protest with them. Let the case be in JNU, let the case be in Delhi, let the case be in case of Umar Khalid. And one more thing, being a minority in this country is a sin if you ask me. More than a sin, it's a crime.
UAPA especially has allegedly been used to target Muslim youths as they exercise their right to dissent and protest.
Especially for Muslim students and activists, it's even more scarier because all you are at fault is your name. Your crime is not being it's not looked into. Your background is not looked into. All they look at first is your name, and that's it. Like Sharjeel is in jail, Umar Khalid is languishing in jail. Nobody's bothered. Nobody. Munawar Farooqi, what he got into jail for a joke he did not even tell. But on the other hand, we have Komal Sharma, and we have Kapil Mishra. All of these people just out there free and living their life as if they haven't done anything.
After the CAA NRC protest and riots in Delhi, activists and student coordinators from Jamia Millia Islamia, JNU, and Delhi University were charged under various criminal charges, including the UAPA. In contrast, environmental issues are seen as universally good and apolitical. As young environmental activists expressing their support to farmer protests, they too are now being seen as enemies of the state by association.
India is the only country where our climate crisis is so huge, and we don't have any party, not opposition, not ruling party, we don't have anyone keeping that as an agenda. The only discourse we have is whether we can burst crackers during Diwali. That is the beginning and end of climate change discourse in this country, which is pathetic because it's affecting so many of us. So I can understand why people think climate change and protesting for it is just limits itself to tree and air pollution, but it is so much bigger than that.
In Bangalore in particular, we don't have that culture here. The culture is not at all existing, if you ask me. Political or apolitical, it is. I know as a student leader how hard it is for us to find out people with that activism and find them and put them under one roof and put them at one circle and have to raise voice against it. But suddenly after this NRC and CA past December, there's a new activism that the culture has been started in the city, and I quite appreciatively open wide arm. I mean, I welcome them into this, because it doesn't matter which political ideology we all come from, but ultimately we do need that student activism. We do need that students to come out and say what they actually feel about certain things when it's concerning students.
Student union elections have been banned in Karnataka since the year 1989 owing to violent clashes, but it may be coming back.
I think that is actually a little sad that we do not have it at the university levels and college levels, which makes our youth a little lesser informed about politics and things that are happening around. We, as much as we read, we understand, we protest, we condemn it, or we applaud it. But when you see at Delhi or any other, North Indian universities, they are involved at a very much a personal level.
And when you take away unions from students who are, your precious blood, your most active part of the population, what they essentially did is that you can have political opinions, but all you have are political opinions and conversations around it. You don't have the measure to come together and do anything about it.
By no way they're gonna shut our mouths, or by no way they're gonna reduce or kill our activism that we have. So eventually that will grow, and I think neutral students or the actual students are actually realizing all of this. Getting back student union elections will actually give us a very big dimension to the entire student movement and protest culture, not just in the city but in the state.
However, as more and more students end up behind bars, the culture of protest may have missed its chance of revival. But most young activists I spoke to were adamant that more aggressive the government, more apolitical and neutral students will join them in voicing their dissent.